Well, g'day tubes, how's she going? Well, pretty good here. We got a seal we got to fix on this tractor. Tractor's got a bad seal. It's kind of hard to show you, but it's this one back here on this axle stub coming out of this guy here. See how wet that is and crappy looking in there. And then I did give it a wash a while ago and got some of the grime off it, but you can see somewhere here there's, yeah, there. I didn't get all that washed off, so it's been leaking for a wee little bit. As you can see, this one on this side is nice and dry compared to this one on this side. Oh, wait a second. Yep, which is pretty grimy. It's been leaking for a couple months now, so I gotta do it, I guess. And we gotta get into this side here and get this tire off and see what we gotta do. There should be a cover with a bunch of bolts, and I think it's this cover right here. These bolts all around the outside, and I think that whole entire thing should come off with this axle stub thingy as well. And there's a couple of clips in there we're gonna have to get off and take all that apart. And there's a big gear in there. There's a shaft that comes out of the main of the tractor that runs a little gear to the gear back in here, and then it runs out to there. So I got a diagram of it. It's gonna be fun. Let's try to see if we can fix this. All right, well, we got to get her jacked up just a little bit though, because these are loaded tires. Oh, I don't like that to start with. I don't know if you've seen that. We might have a little more problem here than I was expecting. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe not. I don't know, I just seen this kind of flex a bit weird, like maybe there's a bad bearing or something in there. That could make sense why the seal went. I guess we'll find out. Now, I don't really know if you're supposed to officially really have loaded tires on these things. I do, and it's been fine for 1,500 hours, but it definitely makes a huge difference. So, yeah, it makes a huge difference. But anyways, let's see if we can get this off. I just don't want to lift it up too high, because I got to get this thing off of here, right? So put her on speed 3 maybe. Let's roll these up here. Pretty sweet gun, I must say. Now the only thing I don't like about these is they don't give you a stud to get this back together here, but being a gigantic super heavy tire, it's not fun. But the reason I don't want to jack it up too high right now is because if I pull this one off, it's gonna a lot that way. So let's just see what happens here. Let's see a little bit. All right, we'll get this thing out of here. Oh, it's heavy. And it should stay right there. No, it's not gonna stay right there. Oh my goodness. Now we might stay there. Okay. Well, let's get in here and have a closer look. Well, before we get in there looking at that, I just want to do it. I 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 need air. And look, we can do it now. This is awesome. All right, we got air. We're going to need some of this. I'll let that air build up a few minutes. And I'll put you back on the tripod here. Well, remember when I said, yeah, when we Lifted it up, I seen the wheel kind of move. Yeah, that's why the seal's leaking. We got a bearing in the back here, and then there's a big gear, and then there's another bearing in this housing back in the back here. It's a little divot thingy I can feel back there. It's got some problems, I guess, in here. That's not good. That's why she'd be leaking there, bud. Oh, man. Oh, okay, I'm gonna have to back up for this one. You guys are coming back here too. I don't really need to get back in here, but I don't want anything falling in, right? So I'm willing to bet it's probably this bearing in the front here that's kind of moved, or wore out, or whatever. Has let that seal get kind of sloppy. The seal may be actually all right, but anyway. All right, I'm gonna just spray on a bit of this brake cleaner around things here. And there's a drain plug underneath of this that we kind of need to hit too. Should have glasses on. Okay, I want to get something to kneel on. I wish I could get you anything closer, but with all these chemicals and crap flying around here, probably not a good idea. Bad bearing. That's not good because this is kind of like my main machine. I kind of need it working like right away, kind of, right? Well, I guess we'll get under here and drain this out. Well, I wanted to kind of keep the fluid coming out of here, but it's probably due for a change anyways, but we'll, so there's a plug here. Hopefully you can see that. I got to get that out. And no doubt it's probably a metric. What size are we thinking though? Something for weird reasons telling me 18. Oh, a little bit too big. 17. Now I'm just hoping this doesn't dump the whole entire tractor right here. It shouldn't. It shouldn't, but I could jack it up more. Oh wow, is this ever wore in too? Where this pin goes through, that's part of your 3-point hitch. Wow, I can see quite a gap in there. Honestly, these are great tractors, but once the warranty's just about up, you should probably get rid of them. Start again. That's my thought anyways. Alright, I got a fairly clean bucket here, so we could probably reuse this oil again. Oh, there's not much. That's good. Probably. Oh, there's a whole lot of filings though. Oh, that's not good. That's really bad. Look at all the filings. If you can see that on my finger, that's really, really, really bad. Oh man. Now, there's going to be a lot of tension on this arm here too. I should probably release that. That's up in here. It's kind of tight, but I should have probably released this pressure off of this. Oh yeah, there's a lot of filings in there. It's funny because it never made a noise. Couldn't hear it anyways. Okay, I'll show you that in a second. It's pretty down there actually, but I gotta get this release here. I probably need a tool, I would imagine. Okay, let's see if we can get this. What the heck way did it go? I can't remember. Oh, it's gonna be a tough one. I probably should take off the 3-point hitch thing here too. To be perfectly honest, that'll relieve a little bit of pressure too off it. And let me think. Let's get this hitch right off of here, I think. Oh man, I had this off not too long ago and it wasn't this tight. Okay, that's strange. Maybe this side will come off better. Wowee! There we go. So those little things I'm working on to loosen that keep it from swaying left and right. So they're like super tight all the time. Wow, I had this off the other day and it just come off without adjusting it. There we go. It's not light. Okay, that's gave it a bit of looseness there. I think that'd be all right now. We shouldn't have to get that guy off. But, oh boy, I wonder what screwed up in there. This is gonna be interesting. Oh boy. Can't wait to get in there. I think I'm going to do this all with hand tools. And probably metric again. I'm going to say a 15. Oh, 14. That'll work. And let's see how you guys are looking there. So there's a bit of metal in the bottom of that, and I'm not particularly liking that a whole lot. That might have just got really expensive. And these have never been apart, so it's probably a bearing got wore out or something. But now the 4110. So 2 tractors ago, it had a bearing cage, I think, go weird in it. And it was like every once in a while you get a kind of creaky crick sound out of it. It was kind of weird. So I do have a new seal for this, and there's no point in putting that in until we get this whatever else figured out in here. So I do have a new seal and a new gasket for around here too. I won't be able to use this fluid now because I'm getting all this paint chips coming off, dropping in there too, so that'll be no good now. Now I'm just hoping from the diagram that they sent me, I'm presuming all these would be the same length. Oh man, I got dirt all over me. That's like brand new still. I'm presuming these bolts are all the same length, so it won't matter where they go back. that is longer. Uh-oh, okay. We're gonna have to, of course, you'd have to make them different lengths. There's no way to mark them. I think they're mostly all the same length though. Now what I should get is a piece of cardboard. Yeah, those two are the same. Those two are the same. They're basically just all sitting here now. It's being held together by the gasket and paint. Those two are the same. Let's give a measure on those. Inch and 3/4. They're all the same. Inch and 3/4. Inch and 3/4. I know one of them was smaller. It's inch and 3. No, that's almost 2 inch, that one. 2 inch. So the back ones are 2 inch, I think. Inch and 3/4. 1 3/4. 1 3/4. 1 3/4. Yeah, so the back ones are just the one that are 2 inch. So remember that, please. Alright, so I will just organize these on the footstep here. These are the two longer 2 inch. Keep those separate there. Now, as far as I understand, this thing should just come right off of here. It might need to be persuaded though, because there's going to be a bit of a gasket holding this. Well, it's leaking out the front here, so that's a good sign. Might need a little bit of persuasion. Alright, just give her some light tap in here. Oh boy, now she's coming out good. And actually jack that up a bunch more, I think. Didn't really want to drain the whole tractor out, but I better go find another bucket too real fast. I didn't really plan on draining the whole thing out. Still nice and clean looking oil though. Well, it's coming out there, but anywho. Okay, I thought that might have stopped by now. I guess we're changing the oil and the filters in it too. I honestly hadn't really planned on kind of doing that. I didn't think that we'd be puking this much out. That had a good seal though, because it was, you know, it was good. So I'm kind of assuming this is going to come out and everything's going to be contained on this side. Hopefully. I'm not too sure. It's not really moving good yet. It's still all grimy in there. I have to grab more towels. Hang on a second. Ooh, that's really bad. Funny, I didn't really notice it doing anything funny. Okay, in there I see a gigantic gear, which I was expecting. It should be all one assembly, I think. It's kind of stuck on a bearing here. Well, that's interesting. How do you get that out? There's a bearing that's in front of the gear here. Got to be some way to fish this through here. So the bearings, weirdly, in behind that gear. That big gear's like right here. Well, half of this bearing, there's a bearing in here for the main drive coming through. That's interesting. I just wonder if I haven't got it quite in the right spot. I'm gonna put you guys over on this backside, I think. We got her moving here, but it seems to be kind of hanging up. Which makes it kind of interesting how they expect to get this apart. There's got to be something I'm missing here. I still don't know. Oh, it's eating into the case a bit here too. That's not a good thing. Oh, why wouldn't that just come off nice? So there's this big gear, and in here there's another bearing with the main shaft that's coming out. And the gear's in behind the bearing. That bearing doesn't seem to want to be cooperating and coming off here. For some weird reason. Well, can never be easy, right? Apparently. If this is such a good idea, but oh, there, she just fell out. It was just hanging up on this bearing. Okay, let's just put that down there for a second. Oh boy, there's some big problems maybe in here. The bearing looks good. That was right on in there. That bearing coming out there looks good. don't know why that's fitting so tight on there. I don't really want to smash her on, but there is some big chunks from, I guess, this running weird in here, and one of these bearings has gone bad. We'll get her up on the table here in a sec. But have a look at this. Oh man. So there's some big chunks here from something. It's been definitely running not good and running into there, which is probably the gear that's been hitting it and shredding this all up. So that's not a good thing. To blow all those holes out. Whenever you have these kind of things that's encapsulated and it doesn't run right through, just make sure you don't have any kind of fluid or anything in there, and you blow everything out really good, because when you tighten this down, you could actually blow the back of this right out from the pressure of that thing in there. So there's all this stuff here too. So that's come from probably the bearing, or maybe this is part of the housing. I don't know, I'll have to do some cleaning in there I guess too, but so that's how that drives anyways. From, they still feel pretty good. I'm gonna have to see what's wrong with this thing and probably switch all the bearings over in that housing. So there should be a bearing here and then one on the front of this housing. Let's go have a look at it. Alright, so that is not 100% what I was expecting to see. This looks like this bearing is pressed on here. From, pardon me, the diagram I had, there should have been an E-clip in here. Well, it's under this bearing, I guess. Okay. Oh yeah, it's under there. Okay. And that holds everything else up. But now I got to figure out how to get this off. I don't have a bearing puller, unfortunately. So I think this one is fine. That one seems good, but look underneath here. Where can I get yous? Oh, wow, we're even missing balls. Okay, let's get you off this thing again. So you can see down in there, something happened. She grenaded. I don't know, I'm missing a lot of balls in there too. I think that's why it's floppy, right? So I'm gonna have to probably wreck this bearing to get it off, because like I say, I don't have a bearing puller per se. And a bearing puller goes, you might get one under there. It goes kind of underneath there and it lifts on the other side of this lip. Well, I don't have one of those. And I got a driver to put it on, but I don't have the, well, let's just give her a little, it's going to be on there really good. I'm pretty much guaranteed I'm just not going to put a pry bar under here. Yeah, no, that ain't happening there, bud. So it's kind of like a thing that would kind of underneath, but there's not a whole lot of room under there either. I'm gonna try. I got a puller. I got a smaller puller. I don't need my gigantic big one there. And just put a little bit of pressure to it. But while I'm in here, I'd probably replace this one anyways, even though it's still rolling good. You just get it all back together, and then this one would fail on you, right? So the outside one failed, and I don't know why. But not good. Let me go get my puller, and well, you know what? Let's just size up this big one here. I think it's too overkill. I do have smaller pullers. Okay, we gotta wind this feller in. Last time we used this was on the truck. Now, something I want to clear up with you guys in your comments. With my truck and using my puller to get that whatchamacallem thing off. Oh man, this might not even reach. I want to tell you guys. No, that one's not going to fit. I'm going to have to go get my other one. I want to tell you guys what I'm going to tell you in a minute. I'm going to get my other puller. Okay, I'm missing my in-between puller, and this one might work. Might be pretty good. But anyways, so we were working on our truck. I guess what had happened was when we used the big puller that'll pull that. Gonna wreck this bearing big time. When we used that puller to pull off those rotors on the back with those emergency brakes drum things in the middle, it bent all the backing plates. Totally makes sense, right? You're pulling on that, you're pulling on those little nails and it bends stuff. Well, I got everything back together and it was making noise and I'm like, oh, this is driving me nuts. So actually I got a guy in town that I took it to. Oh boy. That does brakes professionally. And I said, I don't know, man, I got everything on here and it's making noise. I don't know what's going on. He's like, oh, we'll look at it. So meanwhile, I asked him, how do you guys do these things? How do you get them apart? It's like we just use a giant puller and pull it apart. I'm like, really? Now, what's going on here? Oh, the whole bearing's turning, I see. He's like, yeah, we just use a giant puller and pull it apart. I'm like, yeah, but don't you wreck the backing plates? Yeah, we just have to fix all that. I'm like, well, this is coming off, by the way. I just got to hold it, I guess, because it's not super tight in there, but I can't hold everything. There we go. I don't think we hurt this bearing either, which is good. I'm going to change it anyways. So yeah, he says, yeah, no, we have to use giant pullers to pull them apart. There's no way you can get those apart with all that rust and crap in there. He's like, we hate working on these things. They're so stupid. They're the stupidest design they ever thought of for doing emergency brakes. I'm like, I know! I said that too. And I need a pair of... I said, I know, I hate those things. They're stupid. Hang on, I gotta get another towel here. So he's like, oh no, that's the way you did that. That's right. You got to just pull it off. Try to fix things after and just replace the backing plates. I'm like, I know, and I didn't want to do that. So anyways. So for those, I'll probably change that too. So for those ones that thought I did it wrong, I didn't do it wrong. Okay, we got to make sure that spacer goes back in the right spot. Yeah, it's got like a, ooh, there's bearing chunks sticking out of there. Sharp bearing chunks. Okay, I'm assuming that this whole axle will come out of this housing now. At least my thought it would be, it would. I wasn't kind of hoping and I had to replace this whole bearing in here, but you can see it's pretty bad. Something's definitely broke. I might need to use my press for this side. I'm not really sure. I'm gonna just try. I don't know if that's coming out at all. That might be pressed on there pretty good. I didn't hit it hard there because I don't want to mar this over, right? This shaft would be really expensive, so I don't really want to hit her too hard. What else can I do? I mean, this has got a lot of weight here. It should be pulling down real good. That's moving at all on us. I just don't want to bugger that up because this bearing has to go on here, right? I don't want to screw that up. Let's which I might have already done that, maybe. Should be alright. It was tight coming off anyways. Remember, we had to use the puller. So, I could put something there, I guess. I don't have a hunk of brass. Just trying to think, if I put it in my press, I would have to hold it there and then start pushing down and it might come out. I don't have my press here though. So, you won't be able to see that process, but I might run down and see if I can get that pressed out of there and see if this bearing will come out of here and that seal will be inside. So, give me a few and I'll see what we can do. You know, I thought walking down there before I fire this thing through the big press, let's try the old air hammer here. Let's see. Try that maybe and see if this will, because it's got the little divot in there for this, right? So this might work. Oh man, I'm smart. SMRT. That ever worked good. I know how to spell smart. Come on now. I did fail grade 2 from the teacher because she says he can't read. I could read fine. She failed 3 of us that year, believe it or not. Anyways, and that came out pretty good. Now, oh, you dirty rat. You have to get this bearing out of here, I guess, now too, somehow. Oh boy, that is not gonna be fun. Because the seal's pushed in from the backside and then the bearing goes on top. That is not gonna be fun. Because I know the center will probably just punch out real easy. But this outside is going to be a bugger. Might be just as easy, just a whole new cover for the $15,000 that it's probably going to cost. But let's see what happens. We'll gear this guy up again. Maybe it'll just pop right out. Who knows? I highly doubt it, but let's just see what happens here. I don't want to butter the case up though, but oh man, I am just excellent. Oh, that's a big bearing. Holy crap. I think I did kind of mess up the seal a little bit there, and that seal is actually, well, probably was fine. Not so much now maybe, but I got to figure out how to get that out too, without marring up the case. Alright, well, I got my seal puller. Normally you can just, it's like a triple seal too. There's 3 lips on this guy. Normally you can just get under here and then rip these things out. I don't know if that's going to happen with this though. I'm going to rip my finger open, then my hand open. That's what's going to happen. Oh, I moved it a bit. It's really sharp though. Oh, there's a little spring. So those little guys keep tension on the seal all the time. See, I kind of marred it a little bit there when I was doing that bearing, but oh, I just can't hold it. I can see it wiggling in here, but it's just not one to let go for me. That one would be a better grab. %, I'm not sure if, yeah, I'm getting under it, so. Hey, we got her. We got her. Oh, it's one of those stupid rubber outside ones too. I hate these ones. They're so hard to put back in. But we got her. I don't think we buggered it up too bad. Definitely a lot of metal. I'm gonna have to take this to my parts washer, I think, get that all cleaned out. Definitely, I got a seal already. We'll get this bearing too. They are 6209, 6307. So they are different sizes, bigger, smaller inners. The outsides are a little smaller too. Okay, good to know. This gear will be really expensive, but I think it's good still. I'll probably wash it too down there. And these parts I can just probably blow off with, that's a spacer. That spacer goes on, on like that. There's a little bit of a flare out lip there. That sits on there, that's what your bearing sits on. No, sorry, your gear sits on. Really, is that keyed? No kidding. Wow, it is kind of keyed. That's interesting. I guess that could stay on there for now. And I'll probably get that clip too. Just could fall apart because of a stupid clip, right? So, all right, I guess that's about as far as I can go with that tonight until I get bearings. So we'll have to do a part 2. Nice, can't wait. Awesome. Well, I just put a little house roofy thing on there just for now. And I'll have to wait and get parts, I guess, for that. But you can see how much oil is dripped out, you know, and leaked on the tire on the inside, right? So that's not a good thing. Now we know why. We almost got her fixed, but we didn't have bearings. So I'll have to get some bearings. I'm gonna leave her jacked up. What I'll probably do is see if I've got filters for this thing for changing the hydraulic fluid. And I might as well do that too, because we drained quite a bit of it out there. And when we get that side back on, just before we put the tire on, we'll maybe lower it down, get under there, and drain the rest of the fluid out, and then change. Back in here, yeah, back in here there's a drain. And then these 2 little bolts you take out, and there's like a big reusable, cleanable screen in there. So we'll get that out too. And I believe way under here is a hydraulic filter for it too. And I think there's another drain somewhere there too. So we'll do that too while we're, I guess, doing that. So I'll get required fluid. I'm gonna get 3 bearings. I've got a seal. I actually got 2 seals. I thought I'd get one for this side because, you know, this one goes, that one's probably gonna go eventually. So we got 2 seals for it. I think that should be all we need. Yeah, and then we should be able to go. Because soon I'm gonna have to hook on that guy under the little trailer and start sucking leaves, which sucks. But anyways, I might have to change the hose here too. That hose kind of ripped on me there. Let's go have a quick look at that. The hose kind of ripped on me there and made kind of a mess. And it might be too short now to reach to where I need to reach to. You see, she kind of ripped off the thing there. I guess I had it hung over this way and it just ripped. So I'm gonna, might still work. I don't know though, it might be too short because we lost, probably a foot there. Anyway, so it's got to get remounted on there, but that's the original one since I started using this thing. So, you know, I can't complain as there's a few holes punched in her here and stuff there too, right? So, I mean, it's all good. But anyways, there we go. It's as far as I can go with that tonight, I guess. So we'll get some bearings and get this outer rebuilt. And the only thing I'm a little bit concerned about is getting that bearing in there in and around behind that gear again. That was very interesting. I don't know how they did that. There must be some trick to it because it was in behind that gear. I don't know, we'll figure it out. But anyways, there we go. Thanks again for watching. Sorry I couldn't get it all fixed today, but we need parts. We'll get parts, and hopefully get them same week here anyways, and get this going. That'd be all right. But anyways, thanks again. Catch you all later, and you guys have a good day.